It's the second week in Ordinary Time, and this is Extraordinary. So, this week's word of the week is inspire, and what an amazing word. Inspire literally means filled with the Spirit. And there are lots of opportunities we can see the Spirit at work in our lives, particularly in the saints and the amazing people we're going to think about this week. Hopefully you have got your extraordinary sheets like this, and they're in your classroom or bedroom or form room, and you can follow it through because you'll see we've got a number of different colours down the side. Now, top tip, whenever we see red, we know that it's someone who died for their faith. And the first person we think about on Monday is Saint Agnes, who was a martyr. She was only 12 years old when she was killed for her faith, and yet showed such amazing devotion and love for God that she was willing to die for that faith that she believed in. Incredible. And what's even nicer is that she's also the patron saint of gardeners. So maybe on Monday you guys might want to get outside and get in the garden and appreciate and remember Saint Agnes. Going down a bit further, you'll see Saint Vincent, another man who died for his faith. And his story is a bit gruesome. If you want to check it out, then I'd advise you do so. But he underwent incredible suffering, all because he loved God and refused to deny God. What an amazing way to show the Spirit at work. Coming a bit down, we've got Saint Francis de Sales. Now, he was a really interesting guy. What he did was make lots of really great teachings about how we as lay people, so people who aren't priests or religious brothers or sisters, can live our lives. He kind of invented things like spiritual direction, spiritual guidance. And a guy called Saint Vincent de Paul, who's a very awesome person, also knew Saint Francis and was inspired by him as well. That word, inspire, being filled with the Spirit, seeing something awesome and wanting to do it yourself. Coming down, we then hit Friday. Now, the Friday is the most amazing example of the Holy Spirit at work, the conversion of St. Paul. Paul, of course, used to be Saul, and Saul used to go around killing Christians. And yet he met Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he decided that actually, I've been doing everything wrong. He was filled with that Spirit, it changed his life and became one of the most inspirational teachers and writers in the entire church. 14 books of the Bible down to St. Paul, all because he was filled with that Spirit and was inspired to do so. And then when we get to Saturday, we look at St. Timothy and Titus. Now, Paul wrote to Timothy and Titus, and they were early bishops. And one of the most famous lines from St. Timothy is about not being afraid to be young and not letting people put you down because you're young. Instead, be filled with the Spirit and kind of that spirit of power and love and self-control, and to be an example to other people. Timothy and Titus, those early founders of the church, show us how when we're filled with the Spirit, amazing things can happen, because 2,000 years later, our church is still here. So this week, think about two things. One, who inspires you? Why do they inspire you, and why do they fill you with the Spirit? Two, who are you going to inspire, and how can you inspire them to be more like Christ and to live out their faith in the world this week? Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.